All right, we were back this week with Coach Q. The plan was just to talk to Coach about the Classic coming up, but Xavier Simpson sort of stole the show last night. If you haven't heard, 59 points, broke the school record. Talk a little bit about that game last night. Things were just going your way, right?
Yes, I mean, it was actually an amazing day for me and my teammates. I mean, it was just good to see my teammates just wanting me to break the record and just wanting to see me put on the show. So I'm just thankful for the teammates that I have. There was no one on the team who really had attitudes or had a selfish mentality. So it's just good to have the teammates that I have that surrounds me, and for them just wanting to see me shine.
Was there a point when you started realizing you were close? Did you know what the record was going into the game or anything?
I actually didn't know what the record was going into the game, but once I think I reached 50, someone whispered in my ear the record was 57. That was beginning of fourth quarter. So I said, why not break it?
Did you ever envision that you do this year?
No, I never envisioned me scoring over 30, over 40 actually. So it was kind of surprising to myself as well.
What was it like in the end of that game? It was all over and your teammates were so excited for you. What was that experience for you? How's that going to
It was a great experience. I mean, like I said, I'm happy for the teammates that I got. I mean, it was just an amazing day, amazing game. I'm just proud of myself and just happy for the teammates that I got, for them wanting me and encouraging me to break the record, get 50, get 40, then get 30. So it's just good to have my teammates surround me with positive energy like that.
What was your personal record going into that game last night?
I really didn't have a personal record. I knew Fremont wasn't a good team. I knew they were kind of bad team this year. So my goal was to just win.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to get some points up. I wanted to get some points up because it was our second game of the season. So I wanted to get in a game like atmosphere. But once I started scoring, it went from 30 in the first half to try to get 50, try to break the record. So.
Coach, when did you realize that this was possible last
night? Probably going into the fourth. I mean, he started out fast, and he hadn't done that. I don't think we've seen anybody do that at that level since probably Greg or Willie Tisdale. Had some quick starts. Damon Lyles had some quick starts sometimes, but I just didn't know what to do as a coach. Obviously we have a large margin in the game. I didn't know to leave him in to try. I'm not trying to embarrass any team, any program. That's not what we do. But at the same time, things like this doesn't come daily. And he is not, ever discussed trying to break Greg's record of 57. But why not? If anybody could do it, why not keep it in the family? I know Greg was super happy. He was the first guy that I texted after the game, so he was ecstatic. But he had a fast start. He had 30 points at halftime, and I still never thought, about the record. I figured it would be, around 40, at the most. And when I realized he had an opportunity, I was going to pull him out on his 50th. Just kind of big ups to his teammates and my staff. They wanted him to stay in the game, and that speaks high volume of what we have. I mean, the bus ride on the way home was ecstatic, led by Ruben Flowers. These kids and cheerleaders sung songs all the way home together. So I thought the energy was great. I thought he put on a tremendous show. But it goes without saying all the work that he's invested when people aren't watching. I've seen him grow. I've seen him be a kid that could only do certain things. I've seen him work on his weaknesses. I've seen him go to camps where he hasn't been the best player, where he has been discouraged, he has been mad, he's even cried. But I've also seen him come back home and put those hours in the gym and do what it takes.
This has got to be a big moment for any coach to say, one of my players broke this record. But as a dad, talk about just as a dad.
Just seeing him mature physically with his body. Just seeing him mature mentally. When we started this, I just wanted him to be a point guard. I never envisioned him being a guy that's going to fill up the stat sheet with points. I just wanted him to be able to know how to make guys around him better. But, hey, at a young age, people were talking. They were saying, well, he can do everything but shoot. And so we just kind of started working on his jump shots. And it was tough because he didn't, at first, he didn't buy into it because I always used to tell him, in order to make a lot of shots, you got to be willing to miss a lot of shots. And then he bought into it. And I think now his game is pretty complete. I don't think there's one thing that you can say he doesn't have. He demonstrated it last night. He's demonstrated it the last year or so with the work that he's put in. He does a lot. Him and I are in the gym a lot of odd hours when most people are not, when most people are probably still in bed. We have a thing together that we say we want to beat the country to the gym. It's Eastern time here, so if we're in the gym at 5 in the morning, we realize it's 2 in the morning at West Coast. So, if we're in the gym after school at 4 o'clock, we realize it's 1 o'clock West Coast. So, he does the work. The credit has to be to him. I'm just the guy that's been helping him. It's been a great ride, for guys in the younger programs, the JV and the freshmen in our middle school programs, to see a guy like this. But, it takes work. It takes patience. And he's demonstrated all of that.
Some people might think if you have a state championship, you're set, you're going to college, going to Michigan next year, maybe you can relax. I mean, what pushes you to keep going this year and have games like that last night?
I just want to do something for Lima Senior, the school. I want to win a state championship here. It's never been done in history, so it'd be good just to put on a show and just make the city not just proud of me, but just proud as a team.
Is there some pressure off of you now that you're all set, where you're going to school next year? Does that help you just focus on the season?
It does help me focus during the season because I'm receiving less phone calls by college and college coaches, but at the end of the day, I still just want to strive for my highest potential as a team.
So big games at Lima Senior coming up over the weekend, the QP Holiday Classic. Coach, talk a little bit about those matchups and what's it going to be like for fans to come out and see this kind of caliber teams? Yeah,
we got some fantastic games coming up Friday and Saturday. Lakewood, St. Ed's, which is obviously a state team the last 2 years. They're going to play Dayton Dunbar at 6 o'clock on Friday. Dunbar is obviously a state team, many state titles, many state appearances. So it's going to be a great game for those two to tip off. We'll play, Lima Senior we'll play Hazelwood East, a team out of St. Louis that's coached by a Lima Senior alumni, Londale Thomas. So him and I talk all the time, we text all the time, and I told him he has one up on me because he knows all our players, and I don't know anything about his. So, but it's going to be fine. They have a couple kids that's going to go play collegiate level basketball, so they're similar to us. So it should be great. It should be a great atmosphere. 4 solid teams under one roof at Lima Senior. I couldn't ask for anything more putting together this tip-off.